Hi, and welcome to this 45-minute Hatha I practice that is all about side bending and twisting for your spine. Like all of your Hatha I practices, you'll move your body in all sorts of different ways, but we're just working with this theme to get lots of space around your rib cage, your torso, so that you can breathe more deeply and all of that good stuff. You don't need any particular props for your practice today, just yourself and your mat. And we'll get started in a wide knees child's pose. And set yourself up towards the back of your mat with your big toes touching and your knees about mat width apart. Now walk your arms in front of you and rest your forehead onto the ground. You may like to bend your elbows a little more just to help soften around your shoulders in this shape. You can also rock your hips a little side to side, rock your head a little side to side if that feels nice. Then once you are settled in here, just seal your lips and begin to wake up your deeper, better breath, breathing in and out through your nose. And so take your time with your breath and take the time to cultivate this more conscious and deliberate way of breathing. Throughout your practice, remember that your breath is your foundation and your guide. So feel free to take rest, to take options whenever it feels best for you. Okay, so keep that nice steady breath moving. Lift your forehead from your mat. Walk your hands over towards the right. So your hands may come all the way off your mat here. Rest your forehead back to the ground between your arms. Reach your left fingertips away from you as you let your left hip drop back towards your left heel. And breathe into the left side of your body. It might feel nice to press your right hand down and away into the ground to help deepen the opening on the left side of your body. And then we'll just switch sides. Lift your forehead, walk your hands through center and over towards the left. Rest your forehead back down. Send your breath into the right side of your body. Remember to reach your right fingertips away from you so your arm is quite active, and drop your right hip back towards your right heel. Then pick up your forehead, walk your hands into center. Reach your arms forward, spread your fingers wide. As you inhale, rise up to a tabletop position. And with your exhale, bring your knees right underneath your hips. Press the ground away quite firmly. Inhale for a cow spine. Lower your belly, draw your chest forward. Exhale for a cat spine. Round your back, lift your navel, tuck your chin. And again, inhale, cow spine. Smooth and steady with this movement. Exhale into your cat spine. Round your back, press the ground away. One more like that. Inhale, cow spine, heart forward, shoulders back. Exhale, cat spine, round, empty out. Come to a neutral spine as you inhale, and tuck your toes, lift your hips, downward facing dog as you exhale. Might feel nice to pedal out your legs a little here. Maybe take a breath for each leg as you let your heels drop down. You can also shake out your head or sway your weight a little side to side on your hands. Now, once you do land a strong and steady down dog, we'll take a few steady breaths here. So spread your fingers, spread your toes, bend your knees a little more than you usually would, and tilt your sitting bones high towards the sky. Now, lift your heels high as you inhale, look forward. Bend your knees, exhale, walk your feet up to the front of your mat. Halfway lift on your breath in, lengthen. Fold as you breathe out, empty out. Rise up to standing. Inhale, lift your arms all the way overhead. Draw your hands to your heart as you exhale. And soften your shoulders, close your eyes. Take a few moments standing tall. And from the soles of your feet right up to the crown of your head, make this effort to notice your whole body in space. You can always continue with your eyes closed. Inhale, lift your arms overhead. Full breath in. Fold forward as you exhale. You can bend your knees as much as you like. Halfway lift on your inhale. Draw your chest forward. Fold as you exhale. Empty out. Rise up to standing. Inhale, lift your arms. Fill up your lungs. Hands to your heart as you breathe out. Let's do that one more time. Inhale, reach up, grow tall. Exhale, fold forward, long breath out. Halfway lift on your inhale, lengthen your spine. Fold as you exhale. Rise up to standing. Inhale, lift your arms up. Now catch your left wrist in your right hand. Take a side bend towards the right as you exhale. So have your left palm facing towards the right. Now this helps to rotate your upper arm so that you can lengthen even more out of the side of your waist. Now breathe into the left side of your body. With each exhale, it may feel good to pull gently on your left arm with your right hand. And rise back to center. Inhale, switch the grip. Come up and over to the left as you exhale. Shift your hips to the right. It's this long line from your outer right foot right up to your right fingertips. Reach up and away and send your breath into the right side of your body. Come back up to center as you breathe in. Bring your hands to your heart with your breath out. Bend your knees, Utkatasana, inhale. Sit back a little deeper as you exhale, fire it up. Now imagine there's a chair right behind you. You're trying to sit back into it. So rock your weight back, challenge your balance. And then as you keep your sitting bones low, can you lift your chest a little bit higher? This is waking up muscles down the length of your spine. So reach through your fingers, stay with your breath. And then take one more inhale. We'll fold forward over long legs as you exhale. Halfway lift on your breath in, lengthen. Hands down, step your left foot back, lower your left knee and untuck your toes. Walk your hands to the top of your right thigh. Rock your weight back so you're more in a kneeling position. Left hip forward, tailbone down. So work to get this good strong tilt of your pelvis. You can stay just like this. You can shift your hips forward slightly. Keep the tilt of your pelvis though. Now lift your left arm high as you breathe in. Side bend towards the right as you breathe out. So it's really quite active here. Tilt your tailbone down and reach up and away through your left fingers. So use that strength of your own body to really lengthen out the left side. And come back to center as you inhale. And then left hand to the outside of your right thigh and your right hand onto your lower back. Lift up through the length of your spine. Inhale and twist towards the right as you exhale. And keep that tilt of your tailbone down. Little bit press your left hand into your right leg, but press your leg back into your hand. So you create a little resistance there. And breathe into your belly. Stay strong through your legs. Come to center with your inhale. Lift your arms up overhead. Hands to your mat as you exhale. Lengthen your spine. Tuck your back toes. Step forward and fold as you exhale. Halfway lift on your breath in. Hands down. Step your right foot back. Lower your right knee. Untuck your toes. Hands to the top of your left thigh. Rock your hips back. Right hip forward, tailbone down. Take all the time you need to organize your lower body so you feel solid and steady. You can shift forward a little and then lift your right arm up, breath in. Little side bend to the left with your breath out. So reach up and away. Breathe into the whole right side of your body and down towards the front of your right hip. Come back to center as you inhale. Then right hand to the outside of your left thigh and your left hand to your lower back. Lift up tall, breath in, and a little twist to the left as you breathe out. So remember this resistance between your hand and your leg. So you don't want this leg dropping in towards center is the idea. Press it out so that you're solid. That's part of your foundation. And breathe into your belly. Each exhale, turn your rib cage towards the left. Come back to center, breath in, lift your arms up. Hands to your mat as you breathe out. Lengthen your spine, tuck your back toes, step forward and fold on your exhale. Halfway lift as you breathe in. Hands down, step your left foot back as you breathe out. To crescent lunge, inhale, rise up your high lunge. And we'll open warrior two as you exhale, land your back heel down. Take the time you need to readjust your feet and your stance. As you lunge into your right leg, press into the outer edge of your left foot. And then arms parallel to the ground, extend out in both directions through your fingers. Press into both feet. As you inhale, straighten your right leg, lift your arms up, and come right back to warrior two as you exhale. And again like that, inhale, lift up all the way. Nice deep lunge as you exhale. This time, straighten your right leg, lift your arms up, inhale. Keep your legs straight, arms parallel to the ground as you exhale. Inhale, glide your upper body forward and shift your hips back. So really reach, and then triangle, straight legs. Right arm down, your left arm high. So as you have your legs straight, remember it's not locked knees. Unlock your knees so your thighs are strong. Then hug your abdomen up and in. Lift through your left fingers. Bring your gaze where it's most comfortable on your neck. Now with your exhales here, try leaning the left side of your rib cage back and wrapping the right side of your rib cage under. There's actually a gentle open twist in this pose. So can you feel that movement of your rib cage around your spine? Stay strong through your legs. You can come back up to standing as you inhale. Hands to your hips and turn your 10 toes towards the side of your mat. Shorten your stance a little. Lift your chest up, deep breath in. Hinge forward from your hips so you can bring your fingertips onto the ground. Unlock your knees. Rock your weight forward towards the base of your toes. Challenge your balance. Now lengthen your spine, inhale. Left fingertips underneath your face and your right hand to your lower back. You're going to take a twist towards the front of your mat. Watch you're not dropping your left hip down, okay? Press your left hip up and then lift your right shoulder up. So creating this twist, you're really using the muscles on your back. Option to lift your right arm high, as long as that feels super comfortable on your neck. Keep breathing. Take one more deep inhale. And bring both hands to your mat and fold, exhale. Halfway lift on your breath in, lengthen. Hands to the front of your mat as you breathe out. Long spine for the inhale, chest forward. Downward facing dog. As you exhale, lift your hips up high. Come forward to plank as you breathe in. Exhale, lower your knees, bend your elbows, and come all the way to your mat. Baby cobra, inhale. We'll pause here a moment. Hug your elbows in, slide your shoulders back, and pull your chest forward. Keep breathing. Take one more breath in here. To child's pose on your breath out, hips to your heels, and your forehead to your mat. One deep inhale. Longer exhale. Rise up to tabletop, breath in. Knees underneath your hips as you breathe out. Settle yourself in and keep your knees where they are and turn your hands towards the right side. So you probably want your hands about on the edge of your mat. If they don't go all the way there, that is A-okay. You just want to get this side bending action through your spine. Keeping this, we'll move through some cat and cow. So inhale for cow spine, chest forward, tailbone up. Exhale, cat spine, press the ground away. Should feel a little bit different, right? Inhale, cow spine. And exhale into your cat. So you're moving your spine in diverse ways by doing this. Again, the inhale, cow spine. Exhale into your cat spine. Come to neutral and bring your fingers to face forward. As you're ready, tuck your toes, lift your hips, downward facing dog. Soften through the back of your neck. You might like to shake it out a bit. Now lift your heels high as you inhale, look forward. Bend your knees, exhale, step or walk to the front of your mat. Halfway lift as you breathe in. Hands down, step your right foot back, breathe out. Crescent lunge, inhale, rise up, reach up. And we'll open warrior two as you exhale. Now readjust your stance as you need. Nice deep lunge into your left leg. Soften all 10 of your toes as you press down and away into your heels. Find one steady point to look at, or you can always close your eyes. Strong through both legs. Inhale, straighten your left leg, lift your arms up. Right back to warrior two as you exhale, slow and steady. Again like that. Inhale, reach up all the way. Warrior two with your breath out. This time you straighten your left leg, lift your arms up, inhale. Arms parallel to the ground with your exhale. Unlock your knees, right? Inhale, reach forward, shift your hips back. Exhale, your left arm down, your right arm high. So a feather touch to your left leg with your hand. If you're really leaning on that leg, it means you've gone too low and you no longer have control to support your upper body using the muscles in your torso. So you want to lift up so you have that control. Lift through your right fingers. Now this little twist, right rib cage back and your left rib cage under. And it might be a tiny movement, but just tap into it, try to find it. Press into both feet. Rise back to standing as you inhale. Hands to your hips, turn your 10 toes to the side and shorten your stance a little. Lift your chest for the breath in. Hinge forward from your hips as you breathe out. Fingertips down. Now lengthen your spine. Inhale. Right fingers under your face and your left hand to your lower back. So watch here. Your right hip wants to drop down. So that means you're just pivoting your torso towards the front. Instead, we want the twist. So press your right hip up. Press your left shoulder up and draw your shoulders away from your ears. Stay with your breath. Remember to unlock your knees and pour your weight forward. You can lift your left arm high if you like. Last couple moments. One more deep inhale. 2 hands down, fold with your exhale. Lengthen your spine, breath in. Hands to the front of your mat, breath out. Draw your chest forward for the inhale. Downward facing dog. As you exhale, lift your hips up high. Come forward to plank. Breathe in. Exhale, lower your knees, bend your elbows, come all the way to your mat. Baby cobra as you inhale, lift your head and heart. Child's pose as you exhale, hips to your heels. Right away to your tabletop. Breath in. Knees underneath your hips. You keep your knees where they are and turn your hands towards the left. So you might need your hands a little closer towards your knees. It's all good. And you will find you have less movement in cat-cow because you're adding the side bend. It's a really good diverse movement for your spine. All right, so inhale for your cow spine, drop your belly, chest forward. Exhale, cat spine, round your back, press the ground away. And again, inhale, cow spine, full breath in. Exhale, cat spine, complete breath out. One more round. Inhale, cow. Exhale into your cat. Come to neutral as you inhale and walk your hands to face the front of your mat. One deep breath in together. Tuck your toes, downward facing dog as you breathe out. Take one deep inhale and a longer exhale. Now lift your heels high, breathe in. Bend your knees, breathe out. Step or walk to the front of your mat. Halfway lift as you inhale, lengthen your spine. Fold as you exhale, soften your neck. Rise up, inhale, lift your arms all the way overhead. Follow your hands to your heart as you exhale. And bring your hands onto your hips. Bend your knees, step your left foot back about a meter, about 3 feet. So it's quite a short stance. Have your left toes point 45 degrees. Now watch here. Often you'll go on a train track. Instead, on a tightrope. Instead, I want you on a train track. So separate your feet so they're hip distance. Now hands on your hips, draw your right hip back and tilt your tailbone down. Right hand to your lower back, lift your left arm up with your inhale, and exhale to lean forward. All right, you want to keep a long spine here, okay? So unlock your knees, and it might get quite hard here, so pause where you start to round your back. Keep the long spine. Then bring your left hand onto your right leg. It might be on your thigh, it might be on your lower leg, it might be on your foot, but make sure you have a long spine. We twist from here, turn your chest towards the right. And this is twisting triangle. Press down into both feet and draw your navel up and in, pull your chest forward, and you have the option to lift your right arm high. As long as you're breathing here, you got it. Last 3. Twist with each exhale for 2. And 1, 2 hands to your mat and bow, let it go. Bend your right knee, lean forward as you inhale. Downward facing dog, step back, lift your hips up high. Come forward to plank, breathe in. Exhale, lower your knees, bend your elbows, come all the way to your mat. Baby cobra as you inhale. Pause and lift your left leg up behind you with your exhale. So straight, strong left leg. Pull your chest forward and now reach your right arm by your right ear. So this is working a diagonal line across your back. Stay with it. Press back through your left big toe. Forward through your right fingers for 3. Stay with it. 2. And 1, your child's pose. Hips to your heels and forehead to your mat. 1 deep inhale. Longer exhale. Tabletop as you breathe in. Come right to downward facing dog as you breathe out, hips up high. Now lift your heels high, inhale. Bend your knees, exhale, step or walk to the front of your mat. Lengthen your spine, breath in. Fold on your breath out. Rise up, inhale, lift your arms overhead. Exhale, hands through your heart onto your hips. Bend your knees, step your right foot back. Make sure you're on train tracks. Right toes about 45 degrees. Now left hip back, unlock your knees. So if you're locking out your knees, it just means there's really no control around this joint. And a whole part of this practice is to create this stability, right? So unlock so that your thighs are strong. It becomes second nature after a while. Left hand to your lower back. Lift your right arm up, inhale. Exhale, hinge forward from your hips. Focus here, right? You need to notice when you start to round. Keep the long spine, keep that integrity. When you cannot go any further without rounding, that's where you bring your hand onto your left leg. And then from here, you can twist. Watch you're not swiveling your pelvis. Pelvis stays steady so that the twist happens around your spine. You have the option to lift your left arm high if that feels really good on your shoulder and your neck. And you stay with it for 3. Twist a little more with each exhale. 2. 1 more breath in together. And let it go, 2 hands down as you breathe out. Bend your left knee, lean forward with your inhale. Downward facing dog. As you exhale, hips up high. Come forward to plank, breathe in. Lower all the way onto your mat, breathe out. Baby cobra, inhale, lift your head and heart. Stay, lift your right leg up as you exhale. Press back through your right big toes. Keep that strong leg lifted and bring your left arm by your left ear. Strengthen this diagonal line, stay with it. Press out in both directions, keep lifting away from the ground. Soften your face. One more breath in to your child's pose. As you breathe out, hips to your heels, forehead to your mat. One deep inhale, longer exhale. Rise to your tabletop, breath in. Downward facing dog. As you breathe out, your hips up high. And lift your heels high with your inhale. Bend your knees, step or walk to the front of your mat. Halfway lift, inhale, long spine. Fold as you exhale, empty out. Come up to standing, inhale, lift your arms overhead. Hands to your heart with your exhale, pause. Soften your shoulders, you can close your eyes if you like. Stand tall here. And try to notice from the base of your skull, you might like to bring a hand there, right down to your tailbone. Can you be aware of the whole length of your spine? Okay, gently open up your eyes. Lift your arms overhead as you inhale. Keep your right arm high. Exhale, bring your left arm by your side. And curl your left heel in. Catch the inside of your foot and bring your knees together. Tailbone down. Lift your navel. Now lift your chest up as you inhale. This is dancer's pose. Kick back and away as you exhale. So notice your spine here. You are actually twisting a little bit and side bending a little bit. You might not notice that, it's okay. But you're creating this big back bend with your whole spine. Stay with your breath. Find one point to look at. Gently, gently bring it all the way back up. Exhale, left foot down, your arms by your sides. Lift your shoulders for the inhale. Soften them back and down as you exhale. And lift your arms overhead. Deep breath in. Keep your left arm high. Exhale, right arm by your side. Curl your right heel in. Catch a hold of your foot. Knees together. Steady yourself right here. Lift your chest with an inhale. Kick back and away with your exhale. So this really is creating movement through your whole spine. So press your right foot up behind you. Roll your right hip down, right rib cage forward. Keep breathing. Awesome. Come back up, breath in. Let it go, right foot down, arms by your sides. Once again, shoulders to ears with your inhale. Soften back and down, let it go. Lift your arms overhead, breathe in. Fold forward, long breath out, empty out. Halfway lift as you inhale, lengthen. Plant your hands, step into plank as you exhale, and we'll pause here. Shoulders over your wrists, your heels over your toes. Now have your feet about hip distance apart, so there's space between them. Stay for a breath in. Lower your heels to the right as you breathe out. So it's a little twist. Come back to center, inhale. Heels to the right, you keep both hands down. One more each side. Center, breath in. Heels to the right, breath out. Come to center, inhale. Heels to the left, exhale. Back to center, breath in. And then lower all the way onto your mat, breath out. Baby cobra, inhale, wide open chest. Downward facing dog. As you exhale, lift your hips up high. Again, feet hip distance apart in your down dog. Now lift your heels up with your inhale. As you exhale, drop your heels to the right, just like we just did. Now keeping your hips high, bend your knees so your sitting bones come towards your heels. It's creating some side bending, stretching through the left side of your back. And then straighten your legs, lift your heels, come to center. Heels to the left, you bend your knees, drop your sitting bones back, keep pressing into your hands. Again, center, inhale. Heels to the right as you bend your knees. Come back up, breath in. Heels to the left, bend your knees, bring it back. Come back to center, inhale. Your downward facing dog as you exhale. Lower your knees to your mat, walk them up to the front of your mat, and we'll take hero's pose. Big toes touch, knees wide as you sit onto your heels. And then hands behind you, lift your hips, tilt your tailbone forward, and sit back down. You may like to stay. You can lower to your forearms or to the back of your shoulders. Keep your knees connected to your mat no matter how low you go. And make sure you're breathing. If you do come all the way back, it's an option to lift your arms up overhead. Couple last breaths here. And bring your arms by your sides. Catch your shins, lift to your forearms, and then up to your hands. And we'll come back to downward facing dog. Place your hands, step back, and lift your hips. They feel nice to pedal out your legs. Just get some nice movement through the back of your knees. Okay, and then bend your knees and bring your knees down onto your mat. You keep your toes tucked under as you sit back onto your heels. I'm going to move through a rolling camel here, and this involves side bending and back bending for your spine. So again, it's this diverse movement for your spine. I'll show you one round. First, you bring your right hand onto your right heel. As you inhale, you'll sweep your left arm in front of you, lift your hips, press them forward, and then come all the way back as far as you can. With your exhale, you bring it all the way back down. Reverse the movement. Left hand to your left heel, and then you'll inhale, swing your right arm out in front, press your hips forward, reach your right arm back, and exhale, reverse the movement, bring it all the way back down. So we'll do a couple more rounds. If you get stuck and your hips won't lift, that's okay. You just press them up as much as you can and reach back as much as you can. You're getting a lot of movement no matter what. 2 more rounds each side. Right hand to your heel. Inhale, left arm in front of you. Press your hips forward, reach all the way back. Exhale, bring it all the way back down. Left hand to your heel. Inhale, reach in front all the way up and back. Exhale to bring it back down. And one more each side. Left arm in front, bring it all the way up and back. Exhale, lower your hips down, left hand to your heel. Last one, right arm in front, come all the way up. Exhale, bring it all the way back down. And then untuck your toes, sit onto your heels. One hand to your heart, one hand to your forehead for a few deep breaths. And then downward facing dog is where we'll meet. Place your hands, step back, and lift your hips up high. Lift your right leg up behind you, breathe in. Come into pigeon, right knee to the back of your right wrist with your shin on a slant. Slide your left leg back. You may like to stay lifted or come forward with an exhale. About 5 deep breaths here. And walk your hands back up underneath your shoulders. Lean onto your right hip. Swing your left leg out in front of you. Left leg long. Bring your right foot to your inner left thigh. Then place your left hand inside your leg. Lift your right arm up as you inhale. And before you side bend, round your back a little bit. So pull your ribs in. Pull your abdomen in. You get a bit of a rounding. And then arc up and over into your side bend. So again, it's just this slightly different variation of a side bend. So rounding and reaching. Stay with your breath. With an inhale, come back up to seated. Right hand next to your right hip. Joy pose. Lift onto your right shin. Reach your left arm up and back. And lower your hips back down, land softly. Bring your left leg straight out in front of you. Right foot to the outside of your left thigh. And bring your right arm behind you. Lift your left arm up. Breathe in. Twist as you breathe out. Either elbow outside your thigh, or you can wrap your arm around your leg. Lift up out of your lower back. Breathe into your belly. Use your exhales to turn your chest towards the right. With an inhale, come back through center. Take a little counter twist, just turn towards the left. And then cross your shins, plant your hands. We'll come back to downward facing dog. If it's better for you to swing your legs around one side to come back, you go for it. And then lift your left leg behind you, breathe in. For your pigeon, swing through, knee to the back of your left wrist. Slide your right leg back. Either stay lifted or come forward. Walk your hands back up under your shoulders. Sit onto your left hip, swing your right leg out in front. So right leg long, left foot to your inner right thigh. Right hand inside your leg, lift your left arm up. Round your back a little bit. So think cat spine, not fully rounded, but a little bit. And then arcing up and over, create the side bend. Reach out through your left fingertips. Get your arm involved in the action so it's not just hanging out. You want to reach as much as you can. If it can't come up all the way by your ear, that's okay. You can reach up on a different angle. Come back up to seated. Breath in. Left hand next to your left hip. Lift onto your left shin, reach up and back, joy pose. And lower your hips back down, land softly. Left foot to the outside of your right thigh. Your left arm behind you, lift your right arm up, breath in, and twist with your breath out. So a few nice deep breaths low into your belly, shoulders away from your ears. Come back through center. And a little counter twist towards the right. And bring the soles of your feet together. Knees fall out wide. Just make a diamond shape with your legs. Tuck your chin to your chest. Round your spine forward. And so just let gravity do the work for a few moments here. Soften through the back of your neck, across the back of your shoulders. Send some breath into your belly. And with an inhale, come up towards seated. Just close your knees together, wrap your arms around your legs, give yourself a good old hug, bow your head, close your eyes. And please take a moment here to practice gratitude. And today, remember some gratitude for your spine, for moving in all these different directions. Take all the time you like, and when you're ready, lay down on your back, make yourself comfortable in your Shavasana. As always, I'll leave you here so you can take longer in your Shavasana if you like. When you do move out of this pose, just remember to do so quietly and with awareness. Thank you so much for choosing to step onto your mat. Have a beautiful rest of your day. Namaste.